Welcome to the Positively You podcast. I'm your host, Jessie Larson, and I'm passionate about helping you shift the way you think so you can create a life you're absolutely obsessed with. Each week, I'll be bringing you a guest or a thought that's going to help you feel more optimistic and equipped to take real action. Get ready to push past limiting beliefs, ditch that negativity, and start showing up as the best and most positive version of you. Girl, let's do this. Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Positively You podcast. As you know, this month we've been talking all about gratitude, and it has been so much fun. So I wanted to let you know that last year, in November of 2020, I had the opportunity to switch seats a little bit, to be on the opposite side of the mic, and I was able to go and be a guest on the It's Hertime podcast, which is the Mixhers podcast. It was actually the very first time for me being on the opposite side of the mic, and they had like a real recording space complete with like wearing mics, and there was video and audio. There was a live editor there. It was definitely out of my normal element, a little bit out of my comfort zone. And one of those episodes where when I kind of went back to listen to it, I definitely cringed a little bit, but you know, it was a whole year ago. It was my very first time being a guest on another one, and part of learning and growing and evolving is being able to get yourself out of those comfort zones, to be able to try new things and do it, you know, not perfectly, a little bit messy, and just kind of learn along the way. So that is what that was for me. But guess what? It turned out to be a really good conversation with Jess and Cody about gratitude and about how that affects your health and how it affects the ways that you show up. And we just had some really good takeaways that as I was going back and listening to it, I wanted to share a couple of clips from that conversation with them with you guys. So let's just dive right in, and here are a few clips from that episode from a year ago.
I think it's the first step. I feel like if you cannot be grateful, then really other positive things cannot actually enter into your life. So I love that. And, you know, of course, me being the kind of health nerd, I want to convince you that it's more than just a feel-good practice to practice gratitude. It actually is going to have benefits to your longevity. Gratitude affects us on a cellular level. So I want to hear, if you don't mind, a little bit about from you guys, like what are some ways that you guys have noticed that being positive, having that mindset of gratitude, how that's actually helped to improve your health, how it's helped to improve just your life in general, and then maybe some of what the practices are that you implement every day.
For sure. Getting a little nerdy, I actually did hear a study from UC Davis.
Love nerdy.
Right?
I'm all about the nerdy.
But it was saying that people that in their study that practice daily gratitude, actually their sleep patterns were better, their stress levels decreased.
That's so cool.
They were able to be more present and more like in the moment. And I was like, well, sign me up.
Right.
Yes,
it's like check.
We want all of those. Thank you.
All good things. Yeah.
I know that for me, the way that my mindset is, or like what I'm spending a lot of time thinking about, is how my body actually shows up. Like, for example, if I'm like really negative in my mindset, like, woe is me, today's going to be hard, no one likes me, whatever those tough feelings are that we all can have,
for sure.
It's the way that my body also responds. I feel more sleepy. I feel like my posture is down, those sort of things. But when I can actually take a minute to refocus, regather, kind of cleanse my mind and change it to more of a positive mindset or proactive. What can I change? What do I have to be grateful for right now? Even if X, Y, and Z are hard, there's always something, even if it's really small, that we can be grateful for. And then it's like my body can show up as well. Like it's a reflection of how my mind is.
Your body actually listens to every thought that you have. So, you know, it's like if you ever had when you're around somebody and they tell you that they're sick, and then all of a sudden you start thinking,
am I sick?
Am I getting sick? And then you start feeling symptoms. Well,
especially in this day and
that's
age.
Right now, especially, we all are worried. Like, do we have it?
Yeah.
And it's because our body's actually listening
Yeah.
to our thoughts. And so just exactly what you're just describing is so true, so powerful. So what you focus on grows. So be very cautious
Yes.
about what thoughts you are putting focus on.
Yeah.
Jessie, I want to hear about your daily practices because I like to think I'm an optimistic woman.
Right.
But for sure, I have down days.
Yeah, we could all do better,
And
right?
yes, and I would love to hear some of the tools that you implement
For sure.
for myself to use, and hopefully you guys listen.
Or what did you notice about someone else today? And kind of getting out of just like, what am I grateful for? And cultivating just more of like the good and the positive and those things that made you smile, and going a little bit deeper than just like, I'm grateful for food. I'm grateful for those basic things that we obviously are.
Yeah, we're all grateful for. But you're right. There are so many little things. I remember back in the day when I was a big time runner, I would challenge myself to see if I could, from the time that I left my door to the time I returned home, see if I could make a constant list and focus on the things I was grateful for and try to not repeat, right? This was something that was used to distract me from the pain I was in while I was running, but it helped me to recognize even just the simple little things, the breeze on my face, the person that waved at me, all of these little things that I am very grateful for. They do enrich and make my life feel more happy. So I love that practice. And I think that it's fun to just like not use the word gratitude necessarily because I feel like that feels heavy maybe, but just what makes you happy or what makes you smile.
And you can do that kind of like as you're journaling. So a different journal prompt each day instead of labeling January 1st, I'm grateful for
3 things I'm grateful for.
Yeah. Today, the things that made me smile were this, or I laughed so hard about this. Just kind of switching those prompts around a little bit.
It's fun.
So it's not just a gratitude practice. It's more of like, what are all of the things that I find positive in my life? And it's very hard too, was writing a thank you note to yourself.
I like that.
It's super foreign and it feels so awkward.
Yeah, I think we all should do this. So tell us how to do it.
It's like, Dear Jess.
Yeah. And it was kind of like, you write it to yourself and try this. It's very interesting how you would maybe write it if someone else was writing to you.
Okay.
So thank you so much for the way that you showed up this year.
Yeah.
You did this and this and this, and you're writing it about yourself. It's hard. It feels awkward. It's like when you start affirmations and they just feel fake.
Yeah.
But it's a really cool practice to be grateful for yourself.
We have a hard time expressing gratitude or positivity even about ourselves. And really, we do a fantastic job as women, I feel, like praising everyone around us and really being uplifting to our friends, our spouses, our children, all the things. And then we're kind of left behind. And I love taking some time to recognize ourselves. And I think that you are spot on when you said it's a little foreign, because I totally am thinking about it like, I don't know how I'll write a
Super foreign.
But I really like the concept, so I accept the challenge. I think that's great.
It's kind of like this little concept that I use a lot of times with my clients. It's called future casting. In a way, it's like your future self is sending a little thank you. And it's a way that I use to help clients to be able to set goals that actually will mean something for them, in their lives later down the road. But it's the same kind of thing. And maybe we could picture our older selves kind of looking back and appreciating the things that we've done. And I just think women, a lot of the jobs that we do are thankless jobs. We just don't really get the appreciation that we deserve. So why not give it to ourselves?
Yeah.
We deserve it, right?
Exactly.
I love
exactly.
it. That's awesome.
So the month of November,
Right.
we focus on gratitude and being thankful. Before we wrap up, tell us, how can we continue with gratitude
More than just this month.
What can we do throughout the entire year?
I would say anchor it to something that you do every day.
Okay.
So every single day, if you follow me at all, you know I make my bed. And it is how I start the day every day. So make your bed, attach the gratitude to that. If you're doing the dishes, attach your gratitude to that. Attach it to something that you do every single day. And just as you start to notice and as you start to be more aware, it becomes just second nature. And you're just driving, you're like, I love this song. Thank you for this song or whatever. And then you just suddenly are overflowing and your positivity is just coming in and coming out.
Yeah. And you just glow. Like, can't you just see how Jessie just glows?
No, it's true.
It's true.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's contagious too. So when you're around somebody that is focused on abundance and gratitude, more good things are obviously going to be attracted to them, but then good people also kind of are attracted to positive, grateful people. So if that's something that you want in your life more, then this is a good thing to start implementing.
Thank you for hanging out with me again today. I'm so glad you pressed play. If you want to take a quick second to share this episode with someone you think would love it too, that would be amazing. If you're loving the show, make sure you go and leave a review on iTunes. Reviews are like magic for podcasts, and your review will help get this show into the ears of more amazing women just like you. And come find me over on Instagram. I'm there at positively.jessie, and I cannot wait to hang out with you some more. So until next time, have an amazing week.